It's coming up on 7 o'clock this morning, and we've got a political guest out here with us, my old buddy, Mr. Talmadge East. We call him Tal. He's running for probate judge, man. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing fine. It's a pleasure to be in Alexander City, Alabama at 7 a.m.
Yeah, and this guy, he's been up long.
Yeah.
You're a new uncle.
I am a new uncle for the first time. I flew to Boston Monday. I was telling UKD I had lunch down with Randy Dawkins at Riverbank Trust. I'm having an account down there. Had a hot dog. Him, Mr. Phil Blassingame, and I got a phone call. My little brother was having a baby. His wife was having a baby, and so Timothy Patrick East was born on Good Friday in Boston, Massachusetts, and so I flew up there to see him and flew back. Got back to Davidson about 1 this morning from Atlanta.
Wow.
So, but it was well worth the trip. I'm over the moon.
That's great.
Well,
everybody's doing fine.
Baby's great. They came home yesterday, so I actually left them at their apartment in Boston yesterday evening.
What a great Easter weekend for you.
It was. It was different not being home, not being able to go to my local church, but being with her family.
Yeah.
Her family are from Long Island.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
And so they came down from Long Island. We all went up from Alabama, and so we just had our own little Easter there in Boston.
That's a mix out there,
the
boy.
north, mix the south.
Yeah.
Back to the campaign trail.
Yes, sir.
What's some things going on right now when you're out campaigning as far as probate judge? What do you want folks to know about Mr. Tal East?
Well, the main thing I want them to know about me is that I'm proud to be from Tallapoosa County. I'm a product of Tallapoosa County, and that means that, the people of this area have been through a lot, good and bad. We've seen the job situation. You saw the outlook last week.
Sure.
In terms of income, but we have really good, hard-working, resilient people, and I feel like that the people of this area deserve a government that reflects that. Deserves people at the courthouse, people at representatives who reflect that. And so I think, when I came up this morning, I stopped at Food Land, got me a biscuit. There are people that are in line to go to work every day. You go to Fosch's or Cherokee Quick Stop, there are people who are getting at it. You went to church last Sunday, you saw people who have a certain set of values, and I feel like that we need a government that reflects that, and people who are from this area and believe in it, and believe in making it better, and so we can get into the minutia of different issues, but the main thing is that we need a government that reflects the hardworking, faith-based people of this area.
I think probate judge is one of the hardest jobs around because it's so broad things that you have to handle, and
Sure.
we talked at length with Sheriff Jimmy Abbott about some of the things, from mental health all the way up to issuing marriage license and certificates. Is that, when you talk about hard work,
Well,
you got to be knowledgeable on broad topics.
Yeah.
Sure. And one of the main issues that gets brought up, and I've spent a little time with Sheriff Abbott, a little time with Chief Turner here in town, plenty of time at the hospital with Mr. Peace, and various other people, ambulance people, you name it, down to the last one. Mental health is a serious concern for those people, because a lot of the time, most of our mental health people end up being our law enforcement officers. They handle that issue, and the probate office has a working relationship in regard to that, and really trying to manage the best of a bad situation. And so there's some concerns, hopefully some improvements we can make in terms of the sheriffs and the sheriff's office and the police and the hospital all being on the same page, communication-wise. I feel like some of that's already, there's been some talks. Hopefully a lot of that gets worked out beforehand, but we're in talks even before anybody takes office to try to remedy that, because like I said, it's the best of a bad situation. It's bad for the families. Mental health's underfunded.
Yeah.
And so we're just trying to do the best we can and get everybody on the same page with each other.
That keeps coming up. Mental health keeps coming up, and the more people that we have to work forward with that, I think the better off this state will be. I mean, we hear that every day, but is anybody doing anything about it? Are you doing a lot of door-to-door right now?
Well, I try to go see as many people as I possibly can. I think in a local race like this, people want to see and touch you and feel you, and so I try to see as many people as I can. Like I said, I'm born and raised in Tallapoosa County. I'm from here, so I'm pretty familiar with the different areas, and it's a really unique county. You got the extreme south to East Tallahassee. It takes about an hour and 10 minutes to get from there to Daviston, where I'm from, and then everything in between. And just very diverse small communities from Alexander City to Paces Point, Union, you name it. And so we try to go see as many people as we can. I feel like that's important. And that way you get to know people get to feel their government. It's not like some far off place in Washington, D.C. People get to know who their people are. And when I go see people, I usually hand them a card, and on the back has my cell phone number, and I say, well, I'll be 34 in June. So this has been my cell phone number since I was 17. I don't plan on changing it. If I'm lucky enough to be your probate judge and you have a problem, call me directly. And I'm not going anywhere. Like I said, I'm from here. I'm happy to be here. And so I want people to know that they have somebody that they can get in touch with, and that it's not some far off person that they don't know that's not responsive.
I would also think this is what everything you just said, this is a very personal job.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about the people.
Well, it's personal to me because I care very much about the success of this area. I care very much about the success of Alex City. My granny worked at Russell Mills for 40 plus years. Everybody that I care about is from here. When I leave here, I'm going to speak at New Site Methodist Church for their senior group there. When I walk in, if you walk in the church there, right before you go into the sanctuary, there's a plaque on the left that says Edward East. Now, that was my grandfather who helped donate for that. And those things, that sometimes is hard, but it's a legacy that I have to live up to, and I'm proud to try to. And so, those are the kind of things that I carry with me when I think about what kind of job I could do, but what kind of job that I would have to do in order to live up to that. And I'm proud to do it. And
it's not easy. I mean, you'll have to do it. Your granddaddy, your grandmother, they did it in their own way.
Sure.
And you'll have to do it in your own way.
Yeah.
And,
sure.
and it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen overnight either. You're finding that out right now.
It doesn't. And I'm sure that the other people running, I have two other opponents, bring their own life experiences to the job too. I don't mean to say anything bad about them. We have a lawyer from Montgomery, and Miss Reynolds works for the Boys and Girls Club. Yeah. Those are people who have their own unique life experiences, and they bring that to the job. But I do think that having someone who knows who everyone is, and I don't mean to say every single person down to their first and last name, but tries to know who the people are in this county and know what matters to them, goes a long way. Who's active in their community.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be active in any way I can to help anybody. Speaking of that, I know next weekend the United Way has their quail fry. If anybody needs to go by and see Mark Spencer at Valley Bank, I'm sure he'll be glad to sell you a ticket. I'll be there.
Yeah, that's coming up April the 7th. Are you a quail hunter? Or
I'm not much of a hunter.
Are you a quail eater?
I am a quail eater.
Yeah, me too.
Now, if you take a quail breast, stuff it with butter and wrap it in bacon, and we'll go to town.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that.
You talk about being personal. You getting out and campaigning with these people, that's going to be the same people that you deal with.
But that's what's important, KD.
Yeah, you're right.
That's important,
I agree.
Because here's the deal: if you hit the nail on the head. If the probate office isn't responsive right now, then they're not only, and I'm not saying they aren't, but I'm saying if they aren't, if I'm not doing a good job, then it's my mother, it's my my sister, it's people I know that are not getting the government that they're paying for. It's people. It's directly related to my family and my friends. I'm going to have friends calling me up that said, "Hey, this is not going well." One, that's a good thing because they know how to get in touch with me to fix it. But two, that's how personal it is. It's so personal because, I'm not just some fly by night. It is coming here to just try to do things. I'm going to be held accountable by the people in my family and friends to the job that I do. And I think that's important, and that's why it's so personal, is because the people that I know, the people that I see every day, they're going to have to deal with the same things that everyday people have to deal with. And I feel like they'll make me well aware if I don't do a good job.
Well, I tell you what, and of course, the election is right around the corner.
Yeah, it is.
Right around the corner. So we will give you the opportunity to look into that camera we told you to look into.
Sure.
And you tell them who to vote for.
Sure. My name is Talmadge East. Most folks call me Tal. I'm a conservative Republican running for probate judge in Tallapoosa County, and I'd appreciate your vote on June 5th in the Republican primary.
Good deal, buddy. Thank you for coming out here today.
Thank y'all for having me. It's an absolute pleasure.
Hope you get some rest for the day's
Oh
over.
yeah, we'll get it.
Get you an
We'll
nap
get
in
it.
sometime.
Hey, don't go anywhere. Birthday boy coming up here next from the Elliott City Fire Department, Mr. Chief Reese McAllister.